So this road will all be done. This road will be completely done. This project right here and all the way right here will be completely done. And I mean by completely done, I mean open for business, shrubs up, grass, lights, cars coming in, the whole 9 yards.
And in addition to that, Greg, all the stuff along Del Dutch right away,
All this?
along Lancaster and along that, we will have that.
Okay, so in addition to that, in April 2022, this will all be finished. All this landscaping basically from these road beds out, down, and over. So, and we'll sort of finish every phase as we complete a phase. If we start this project next, and we go in, you know, when we turn this over at the end, we'll basically, you know, all the landscaping will be in, all that stuff. In fact, we need landscaping, I think, sign-offs to get our CFOs from the county, et cetera. So that beautification will really happen in pieces, but the biggest piece will happen right there in April of 22.
Our intent is so when the retail and the Wegmans are open from an external, from anybody driving along 141 or 48 or coming in the entrance, it's going to look like a complete site. The residential area is going to be the last. The houses are what we don't have a timing on yet, so we can't really say when that will build. It is entirely possible that it could be built at the same time the Wegmans is built. So as soon as that work is done, the landscaping is between the existing drive and the back of those townhouses will be done too.
I think I'm required, I think it's 5 years after opening to redo that whole spine with Wegmans lease.
No, it's 2 years.
Is it 2 years? I'm required by my Wegmans lease to actually top coat this whole driveway in approximately 2 years after they open their business. So by 24, I have to put a new road in anyway. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna redo the whole road, chew it all up, it'd be a mess for a couple weeks, and basically we're gonna have a brand new roadway, so it'll last the next 20 years.
Is there going to be an entrance on 141 to get into Wegmans, or is it just going to be from 48?
No, we're gonna put a rights in and a rights out here.
Okay.
So this will be a brand new entrance that'll
Okay.
connect this spine right here to this.
Because you said that was going to be construction.
Well, it's gonna be a construction entrance to alleviate the traffic coming in
Right.
from the other side. But once we get to a point that this is out of construction, we're gonna top coat this road, and this will be a brand new
Okay.
entrance for rights in and rights out. And we did that, try to alleviate some of the traffic of coming through here, of, you know, coming you through Barley Mill Road. We just think it's a good, even these people, if they're coming this way, they either turn down here, or
Right.
they go down here.
Okay.
So that was sort of a nice compromise we dealt out to get people in and out. Yes, please.
It's a very premature question for your beautification process, but when it gets to that point, can Odyssey have some input as to what you put there? And only because it seems like a lot of new developments, look at the mall, for instance, along roadways, they put in all these big trees and these big bushes, and because we have students and young student drivers, a lot of things around even that type of area block the line of sight. They don't think about what they're gonna look like in 3-4 years as they get bigger. And as we have students, you know, you talk about the walking path, you know, is there any input that we say, yeah, those are really not good choices because it's gonna block the line of sight of people pulling out of Wegmans that
Right.
might not see a bus coming around the corner?
Unfortunately, Newcastle County has landscape regulations, and we have to submit them. We've already submitted them. We submitted them.
It's all submitted.
Yeah, it's already all submitted. It's public record. They require us to do a certain amount of stuff. They look at it, they comment. This is the back of Wegmans from Odyssey's. So they've already commented on all these trees, all these landscaping, all these plantings, all the fences, blah, 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 blah. Now, as a developer, from the public, you know, roads looking in, I want less trees because I want to be able to see the product that,
Right.
you know, I want to be able to see the Wegmans. So there's that fine balance between what is too much and what is too little.
To answer your question though, site distances for driving and turn and intersections are considered in the design.
So Del Dot review them or just the county?
It depends on where you are in the big.
Could you flip back to the general?
Wrong way.
Could you or your team comment a little bit, as we're going into the demolition phase and the starting to turn the pad over for construction and so on? Is there going to be fencing to limit access? And when we've got pedestrians, there's a bus stop there, etc. Concern in terms of making it harder for people to, you know, come across.
Mike, when do you think this fence right here will in?
And
Probably
we're not
later.
talking about the permanent ones.
Yeah, talking about the permanent
Permanent
That
fence
won't-
will not go in until.
And 2021,
Yeah.
Are we
or
planning on,
2022.
are we planning on doing any fencing, construction fencing along here?
We will have some safety fencing in phases for the job. It will not be necessarily be a continuous fence from Lancaster Avenue all the way over to the railroad tracks, but there will be phased sections of fencing.
So it's safe to say Wegmans should be starting their path first, so would it be safe to say that basically Wegmans who is responsible for building their own building, but we have to help them. They basically put a security construction fence up during certain sections.
I don't know yet what they are planning on doing on that. I can say from our perspective, for some of the work that we're doing, again, it's phased, it's not necessarily continuous the whole way, but.
So when we build this, we might put a construction fence around most of it to stop anybody from walking through. I don't really have an answer of what Wegmans will do. Who asked that question? Somebody. But I would be shocked if they didn't. They're responsible for the building themselves. Everything I hear about them is they're very community-minded and listen and so forth. I'm sure if we put some pressure on them, they would easily put up a fence. Again, I don't know if it'll be a fence from this point all the way to this point, but they don't want people walking as much as they don't want people walking out as they want people walking in. I mean, anybody walks in is a dangerous situation for them. Anybody walks out is dangerous for you guys.
And also, given that it's an active construction site and we've got two active schools, safety and security concerns.
Field trips.
You know.
Or watch the movie being built. Yes, security is one of our top priorities here. I mean, we don't want any issues. We don't want people loitering around the property. We don't want kids walking into our site. We just don't want it because it's a huge liability for us if they get on our site and get hurt, and it's a huge liability for you guys if somebody walks from ours to there. So we'll do whatever we can to monitor that. And again, you'll still have the numbers of all the people that you have to. If there's an issue, call us. We'll try to correct it immediately.
What are the working hours going to be?
Probably 7:30 to 4. Now, during the summer, they like to get in there earlier, 6:30 because of the heat. So it might be 6:30 to 3.
Is there any moratorium on hours of
Newcastle County
trucks?
has regulations, mostly on Saturday and Sunday,
Yeah, and the regulations allow working till 7 or 8.
but so dark, actually.
And there will be times we'll be working later than 4 o'clock. It depends, when it's crunch time and trying to get the stores open, you're trying to pave or things like that, where you have work that's going to take longer than an 8-hour shift. But it's not going to be.
I'm thinking more about when school's coming in, when school's leaving.
Trust me,
Day.
the contractors will know your schedule better than you know your schedule. Meaning they'll either get in before you or they'll get in after you. They will not want to sit in the line of the procession for this drop off. So they, more than likely, they'll probably try.
I'm thinking more about the haul, like if you're gonna bring trucks in April and you're starting a demo and you're hauling stuff out of the campus there through that road, that you don't do it at 7:45 in the morning,
Yeah.
right?
Again, they'll know your
Trucks.
schedule, they'll become very familiar
Yeah.
with the schedule of the cars coming in.
Yeah, and we've had a pretty good relationship so far, so I think if, for some reason, Ricardo called and said, God, I got all these trucks that are trying to get out this road, and I got my students.
Yeah.
It's a half-hour window. We'll figure out a way to work it out.
And we'll have a
be
site
cooperative.
superintendent on site
Yeah.
that will know Ricardo and your maintenance gentleman.
Yeah.
that's here.
So, will we never get in each other's way? Probably not, but we'll do whatever we can to be accommodating to both.
The demo contractor won't necessarily be hauling nonstop. He will do a piece of work and then haul. So he will have some flexibility in when he can haul. But I wouldn't expect the demo contractor from the day he starts in mid-March to the end of the summer that trucks are going to be nonstop. Would not expect that at all.
Any other questions? Ricardo and Joe both have our numbers. If you find a question that we didn't really get to answer, let them know. They'll certainly ask us. We can try to get you a pretty good answer. As I said, our construction team is in touch with Ricardo. I think they've met once or twice, and they'll keep doing that on a basis that we'll make sure that we all talk about the same thing. Communication is going to be the biggest thing. I thanks for inviting me, and any questions? Thank you.
Great, thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. just want to echo some of the things that Craig said at the end, like Denise and Ricardo have always said, they always have an open door policy. So if there are any questions that arise, feel free to email both of them. Ricardo will be kind of the more involved
Point person.
member of our team, because he's in charge of the operations side. But if there are any questions that arise from anybody, feel free to email him and/or Denise and/or me, and I'll pass the message along. We hope to have at least one or two more of these, so thank you, Greg. Thank you, Steve, and all your teams. Yet more information data dumps. We really appreciate it, Greg, really appreciate our campus, really appreciates, especially in this time, you know, if the questions aren't asked, then we don't have any ability.
It's gonna be a great project when we get it over.
Exactly. I agree, and I'd like to thank you, Steve, everybody from your team, and also Joe and his team from Harvard for coming. That information was really good. Thank you very much for that. And thank you for everybody that came out. Thank you, Ricardo. Thank you, Denise. And we'll move on. Thank you. Thanks a lot, guys.
Very good. No, thanks a lot.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, if you want us to come back, we'll just, yeah.